Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are well. I am Haya Fatma Iqbal. I'm an assistant professor of practice at Habib University, and this show is called Where Are They Now? By Where Are They Now, we mean our alumni, and this show is also being brought to you by the Office of Alumni Relations and Engagement at Habib University. We're really thankful that they're doing this. They're having these conversations between Habib University professors and Habib University alumni, and I have an absolute gem of an alum right now with me. Her name is Isha Iftikhar Qazi. Isha is a graduate of Habib University from the Communication and Design Department. Isha graduated in 2022. I had the absolute privilege to also teach her, and I will boast about it मतलब बिल्कुल shamelessly. And Isha is currently based in Italy where she is busy with grad school, and we are going to ask a little bit about what exactly Isha is up to as our first question. Isha, how are you and what are you doing these days?
Hi. Thank you so much for being so kind. uh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of awkward about that, so I'll ignore that and answer your question. Currently, I'm in Italy, and after working for 2 years in Pakistan, I moved here to start my master's in communication and strategies from University of Padua. Currently, I just started my second year and getting used to the new timetable and running back to classes. It's kind of weird, carrying my backpack with me after 2 years of just being in the corporate world. So that's a little weird, but getting used to it. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. I also carry a backpack still in my life, but that happens mostly around campus. You spoke about being busy with corporate work for 2 years. I know that you worked at an advertising agency, then you worked for in the non-profit sector also, actually, and you worked in comms or marketing, in some way or the other. I want to ask you, Isha, like there's so many conversations about how this generation is different from the next one, and then the next one after you is different from you. And sometimes, like, these generations kind of are very confused about what the other generation is thinking. Tell me, first of all, what does work mean to you? What is its importance in your life? How do you treat it? Um, yeah, when the word work is said, kind of feelings do you?
I think because I'm a very corny person, I remember all the corny stuff that people tell me. And I remember when I was in sixth grade, or somewhere in my middle school, one of my teachers said that if you work doing something you love, you never work a day in your life. And I know a lot of people say that, but I romanticized everything and I just kept it close to my heart. And when I was starting my undergrad degree, I wanted to do computer science because everybody was doing computer science. It was the new thing. But it made me so unhappy, so I changed my degree without really telling my parents the start of my journey. And I think because of that, changing my degree led me to move along that path. And just communication in itself is it brings me so much joy. So for me, work is something that makes me happy. So I don't remember being miserable at my job the way I see other people, they're miserable at their jobs. Like, I would actually look forward to Mondays. Mondays are my favorite days of the week because I actually like going to work because it just it brings me joy. And especially in the marketing sector, in the creative sector, everybody is so open-minded, accepting of others, and you just learn so much from them because they're these people. Everybody feels so deeply about life, about universe, about each other. So I think for me, work has always been a privilege and something I actually really enjoy. And I see that for my friends as well. People actually we actually like going to work because it's almost like another way for us to socialize after graduating from university, where we used to spend the entire day with our friends. And I feel like that's what we find at work also now, because I know all my friends have corporate friends as well now, and it's a nice little world that we have. So I just don't see everybody being so miserable. But at the same time, I feel
Very
like
heartening to know.
no, but I think Gen Z doesn't care. I think we quit our jobs left, right, and center.
Because you're a late millennial, right?
No,
I
I'm a
think
Gen Z. I'm a Gen
you
Z.
are Gen Z. Okay, so but Gen Z doesn't care, but you care.
No,
ऐसा?
I mean, honestly, I quit my job too. Like, you know, if I'm unhappy, I quit my job. Like, even in just 2 years, I changed 2 jobs. So that's the thing. Like, you know, if you're unhappy, we leave. Unlike I feel like millennials who hold on to their dear lives, you know, like they are like, okay, job security. But I'm not sure. I think your field is different. So I think with you, it must be different, right? Since you're
It is a bit different, definitely. I think I've also never really not enjoyed a day at work. I'm not sure if I feel the same way about Mondays as you are. I feel like, what monster have I created here? Where you're just like, I look forward to Monday. I'm just like, are you okay? Like, सब खैरियत है. but like, I'm not as excited about. It's very interesting. You know, you look forward to Mondays, and I'm not exactly like too cheerful on a Friday evening thinking, oh, अब मेरी छुट्टी है. I'm just like, हाँ ठीक है, मतलब weekend ठीक है, weekend आता है, weekend चला जाता है, you know. So I think we have some similarity on that front. I feel like, yes, I mean, I think people even older than us and people my age also, definitely there used to be some unsaid rules, you know, when I was your age, for example, कि even if you don't like a job, you have to spend at least a year over there, right? वरना employer क्या सोचेगा अगले job
yeah.
interview में कि तुम क्या ये 3-3 महीने बाद छोड़ के चले जाते हो, right? I feel like my generation gave like I think ended up giving a lot of unnecessary space to bad bosses also because of our commitment, because our strong sense of commitment. and apart from that, I feel like we thought we were doing ourselves a service by being absolutely obedient employees, but I think उससे employers की भी आदतें खराब हुई, right? क्योंकि उनको लगा कि वो किसी को कैसे भी ट्रीट करें काम चलेगा और ये लोग काम पे आएंगे और ये बच्चे भी कहीं नहीं जाने वाले. Whereas it is very hard to employ like people from Gen Z actually, because some of them like are good at their job, but like their work ethic on a basic sense is fine. Like they'll meet deadlines, etc. But then suddenly one day, like they'll drop a bombshell on you, okay, bhai, to bas ab kaam pe nahi aa rahe, right? And it's like, I don't know, like what happened. Like मेरी गलती है, आपकी गलती है, कुछ और हुआ, and then they'll give you reasons. Yeah, like they'll give you some other reasons about their life as well. But you're just like, I don't know, like maybe something went wrong, and now this person doesn't work here. So I feel like sometimes we don't know. Like in my other work, for example, like I wouldn't know how long this person is going to stay for. So sometimes now when I have to hire someone, I'll actually let this plane pass. ये हबीब की शान जो है हमारे जहाज, and then I'll see the sentence thing on. I feel like sometimes it's very hard also to employ Gen Z people, because वो बिल्कुल अच्छा काम कर रहे होंगे, सब कुछ सही होगा, और फिर वो आपको अचानक आपको जब बॉम्बशेल गिराते हैं कि भाई हम जा रहे हैं, तो आपको ये कंफ्यूजन रहती है कि भाई आपकी लाइफ में कुछ हुआ है, कोई मुश्किल आ गई है, कोई इमोशनल हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम है, मतलब एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स हैं या आपके एम्प्लॉयर ने ही कुछ आपके साथ किया है, राइट? और उसकी वजह से आई थिंक ये बहुत होता है कि हायरिंग करते हुए आपको डर लगता है कि ये पता नहीं कब तक रहेगा हमारे पास. Which is why the solution I found, at least for my field of work, is that I just employ people per project. Like I don't think ever of employing people full time, because I don't know, I think it overwhelms Gen Z also to have such a long-term commitment, but also I can't put all my eggs in the same basket by employing someone who keeps leaving every 3 months. It's like it's a lot of commitment to ask from the employer as well, कि आप हर किसी को train कर रहे हैं, mentor कर रहे हैं, and if you're actually someone who aims to be a good boss, then you really give your all to the employee, and then they go. So hurt dil dukta hai yaar.
But can I give you like a perspective of the Gen Z on that?
Yes.
I just feel like we are burned out. Like, you know, at such a young age, we are burned out, and that's why we just, you know, find for little escapes. Because, you know, I was thinking about this, that we are that generation that sort of bridges the gap between conventional lifestyle and then technological era. Like I was just thinking कि हमने बचपन में छुपन छुपाई हमने भी खेला है, but then we also played games on the internet while growing up. So we were like sort of that generation that grew up knowing sort of both sides. And I feel like in previous generation they had to deal with one thing at a time. I could be wrong, but I feel like we have to just constantly keep learning new things to keep up with the world. And there's no financial security. Like my parents at my age, the age that I am right now, they had kids at that time. They were taking care of the family, and they were thinking about building a house or like buying a car or like changing their cars, and we are saving up money to hang out with our friends, because we can't even imagine buying a house in this economy at 25, 26. We can't imagine that. So I think the purpose of working has also changed for us. Like I think honestly for most of us, we're earning to either help with bills at home and like affording little luxuries, like instant gratification wali luxuries, okay, paycheck aayega, we'll go for shopping, paycheck aayega, we'll go for dinner, but like that's all. We can't imagine for like big things anymore. So I think wo jab purpose change hota hai, so then motivation bhi वैसे ही evolve होती है. That's just like my person. So इसीलिए we care about leaving jobs. We're like, okay, मिल जाएगी दूसरी job, because मिल जाती है दूसरी job, so
right.
यहाँ पे
और जब उस job से भी घर तो खरीदना नहीं है, ब्राउनी खरीदना है, तो छोड़ दे फिर. Like I mean, easier, right? Because
we don't have families to take care of. Like I think that has also changed. Like for example, my father was working since he was 19, and then he worked for 48 years in
right.
So he didn't think about changing his job because he wanted to build a career for his family. But what am I earning for? I just
for yourself, ideally.
I know, but like that's the thing. To earn money has become a lot easier as well now because of the gig culture, because of the freelance work, because of so many things. So I think which is why we're like, okay, पैसे तो आ जाएंगे कहीं ना कहीं से. अगर job corporate job छोड़ी, we can get a gig from Fiverr or like Upwork या कहीं से. So इतने पैसे तो आ जाते हैं कि you can take care of yourself, but we don't have families to take care of, houses to build, cars to make. Not most of us, but I know some people in like technology world were still thinking about that.
वो हम में से नहीं है. वो हम में से नहीं है.
I don't resonate with it.
We will never drive a Tesla. We're pretty sure about it. As communication people and filmmakers, like that's not happening ever. But it speaks like of there's something to be said about the courage of leaving a job also, right? I mean, I may not have a family to take care of, and I may also not be able to ever build a life, but and like I am a late millennial, and I'm a mid millennial basically, and you are a Gen Z kid basically, and like people my age may not have families to take care of, or they may, but they are definitely not trying to buy a house because they know it's not going to happen in Pakistan, right? But I feel like we are a bit risk averse also. Okay, अगर कोई काम चल रहा है तो हम फिर उसको चलने देते हैं. We don't like there is. I mean, someone might say it's brash behavior to keep changing jobs, but I feel like there's also some courage in believing कि पैसे तो कहीं ना कहीं से आ जाएंगे. Because मुझे तो सोच के लगता है कि नहीं, पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे, काम छोड़ देंगे तो पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे. Like that's how my brain works. कि नहीं करेंगे तो पैसे आएंगे, right? Whereas you were saying कि भाई आप छोड़ दें if you're particularly unhappy about something, and then कुछ ना कुछ तो हो जाएगा. Maybe also like I'm thinking कि at least I can speak for myself. I really want like the perfect kind of job, like whenever I work. So I will try to fix problems at the workplace if I have them, but I won't quit because I'll be like मुझे random काम नहीं करना. So maybe that sense of like not going for anything. I don't think we can pay like paste entire like labels on entire generations के ये वाले ऐसे सोचते हैं ये वाले ऐसे सोचते हैं but हाँ मुझे थोड़ा ये भी लग रहा है कि यार मुझे तो बहुत uncertainty like I love uncertainty as a freelancer right I enjoy the fact that there is a new thing to do every day. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. Actually, most times in my life, I don't know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now. Because पता ही नहीं होता कि आप शहर में होंगे नहीं होंगे शहर में होंगे तो क्या शूट कर रहे होंगे मुल्क में होंगे तो क्या शूट कर रहे होंगे but I personally wouldn't like just picking any work to earn money. मुझे होगा कि नहीं मुझे वो करना है जो मुझे करने का शौक है so that's also yeah like I think मतलब मैं personally शायद उसको थोड़ा सा insult के तौर पे लूँ शायद अपने लिए कि मुझे random काम नहीं उठा के करने के बस किसी ने कहा
I have a follow-up question. ठीक है? I want to know कि when you're like working, ठीक है? So is it expected of you to know, since you're a documentary maker, for example, is it expected of you to know how to direct, how to write, how to produce, how to do editing, how to color grade? Like, is it expected that of you? Because
yeah. It is, I mean, yeah, like at this point in my life, I have the luxury to employ people for these different jobs, but you are expected to know things inside out. Otherwise, like...
I know, but you know, right now I feel like this is a problem a lot of people face, and I was reading a lot of articles on this as well, कि अब जो job descriptions होती है, वो एक resume मांगते हैं for like a plethora of things.
A unicorn. They're looking for a unicorn. But actually, I would say that was my exact challenge at grad school. I went to NYU and this was 2010 till 2012. This is the time when the DSLR revolution was coming up. So I remember that for the first semester, we filmed on tape cameras. And then in the second semester, we started using DSLR cameras. And our professors at that time, like a decade plus 2 years ago, my professors told us that these cameras have become so accessible now. Now it is even more pertinent for you to not just think of yourselves as directors or producers. Now you need to shoot and know how to edit, because with this technology getting accessible, like organizations will hire less people, because organizations, the CNN or Huffington Post, who used to be big at that time, they would think, hey, ये कैमरा है, इसको पकड़ो, इस कैमरा को उठाने के लिए भी अब 2 लोग नहीं चाहिए। एक कैमरा है, तुम जाओ शूट करो और सेम डे एडिट करो और अपलोड करो, राइट? सो आई वुड से कि ये वाला यूनिकॉर्न बिहेवियर जो था कि यूनिकॉर्न ढूंढना है जो सब कुछ करे और फिर वो कैप्शन भी टाइप कर दे यूट्यूब की वीडियो अपलोड करते हुए, वो एक्सपेक्टेशन मेरे टाइम से तो शुरू हो गई थी फॉर श्योर. लाइक इट वाज अ बिग लेसन दैट वाज टॉट टू मी इन ग्रेड स्कूल, एंड आई थिंक इट हेल्प्ड मी अ लॉट बिकॉज व्हेन आई केम बैक आई सॉ अ लॉट ऑफ डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क at workplaces, at production houses के editor edit ही करता है, shooter shoot ही करता है. But when I moved freelance, actually, it was one of the biggest skills that I had, because I was that woman filmmaker who knew how to shoot and who could actually sit with an editor and tell them what I think they should be doing. So it helped me actually, and like now I don't end up doing those jobs where I have to do everything, but like there are sometimes some projects even to this day where I am expected to do like 60% or 70% of the film's work. And I do it if they're paying well. Because I'm just like, yeah, sure. Like I'll do all of this and get paid for all of these jobs. But like obviously, like it comes with experience. It comes with how much you can quote. आप स्कूल से निकलते ही तो नहीं कह सकते कि मुझे इतने सारे पैसे चाहिए इस काम के, राइट? पैसे कम मिल रहे होते हैं और रोल ज्यादा होता है. अभी ये है कि आप लोगों को मेरे स्टेज पे आप लोगों को बता सकते हैं कि आई एम गोइंग टू टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, बट फॉर दैट यू नीड टू पे मी दिस मच. So that's the difference.
I think that's the thing, I feel like you said, there is no standardized answer for the whole generation. Or even like, because see, I think it depends on what stage of career you're in as well. And I think when you're transitioning from university to work culture, a lot of people know exactly what they want to do. And some people are focused and they know exactly what they want to do. And then there's some people like me who I think I still don't know. I just turned 25 and I still don't know, because I mean, I think there's some things I'm good at. I think there's some things I want to be good at, but then I don't know what I want to be with my life. And for me, that's very exciting, because it gives me that space to explore. Like Habib se graduate karke I went to Saatchi & Saatchi. I was working as creative executive. Super fun. but I think I used to went to you. Like I also hated it because it wasn't fulfilling for me. So I was in a creative space, but it wasn't fulfilling for me, emotionally. So I switched to non-governmental
Right.
organizations.
And I remember telling you, कि जल्दी मत छोड़ना, you have to spend some time there now.
Yeah, but I eventually
But you
ended
still,
up leaving after like
of course, you moved.
no, but then I did find a good
Yeah.
job again and again. It was working with creative people, and it was fulfilling. This time I was working with children. Like I used to tell you how I want to work with children, and you were like, okay, just go out there and work with children. You were like, why are you waiting for it? but I was still discovering myself, and then I did that. So for me, मेरे लिए ये भी है कि the reason I changed jobs and the reason I'm like looking for different things is because I'm still exploring, because I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Right.
Even right now, I think I'm doing my master's, but I'm exploring, I'm taking interdisciplinary courses. Like I'm also taking data analysis courses, and I'm also taking like journalism courses, because I still want to see, because the world is changing so fast. I'm not sure where I want to go. I feel like I can't just be a writer anymore. I need to know how to do textual analysis, so I think it's a privilege as well. I admit I have that space to keep exploring, but I think I'm not one of those lucky people who know exactly what they want to do, but then who know what they want to do, and they stick to their jobs and they want to climb that corporate ladder, and they're doing it. But I think I'm not one of those people. I'm still exploring, and I keep telling myself it's okay. You're just in your 20s. Those reels on Instagram. You're just in your 20s. So I'm taking that space for myself. घर तो बनाना नहीं है कभी भी इस life में.
What do you want to be good at? You said you know what you want to be good at. What is it?
I think I know that I want to work with people. Like I don't want to be stuck in a room working with just my laptop. I know I want to be working like on field. I think I want to keep moving in the development sector and see how it's going, because even in Europe I feel like I've been talking to some people and there's a lot of space for POCs to like infiltrate those spaces and bring my experiences with us and work. So I think that's something I feel passionate about as well. But अब उसमें भी what I want to do वो मुझे लगता है अभी I can't say, because my experience is very limited. अभी यूरोप में things are very different. CV भी पूरी बनानी पड़ती है दोबारा से, and these people they value a lot of different things जो पाकिस्तान से बिल्कुल different है. So I think abhi I want to work as a communication specialist only, like in resource development and marketing and communication. Journalism पे थोड़ा give up कर दिया मैंने because I'm so sad, but I feel like that industry is sort of, I don't know.
It's a difficult field to survive in across the world. Obviously, it's gone too many changes, and too many journalistic organizations have been bought by corporations. So it's very difficult to do journalism.
For me.
Yeah, it's become very difficult to do journalism. ईशा, you shared कि आपको CV एक different तरीके से बनानी पड़ी है यूरोप में, and recruiters are looking for other things in Europe, for example, as compared to what they could have been looking for in Pakistan. Please tell me, because this is this will all eventually take us to other conversations about work that we're going to do today. So what's the difference? How differently do you have to pitch yourself in Europe to get a relevant job, a job relevant to your field, as compared to Pakistan?
Well, first thing, you have to have your CV in a certain European format. They're very particular about that. The second reason is that human resources, that department has completely evolved because of artificial intelligence, and all the CVs go through that machine. But I think that's happening in Pakistan as well. But over here, you have to kind of make sure that you are there is no bias against you, against your religion or your name or your nationality. And Europe actually is in the works of sort of publishing these new laws, AI Act, So it's working on it because this is happening, artificial intelligence, it's a little biased. So it picks up your name. So a lot of people have said, don't put your picture. But then a lot of people say, do put up your picture because, if you're applying for, some advertisement agencies, or you're applying for like some makeup company or something, they do look at your face, what you look like. So, these certain biases, these are there. No, it's true because, they ask in your CV, there's a picture option, right? But then when you apply for jobs, it asks you again to upload a picture, which is kind of weird because I did not face that in Pakistan, but it's not for every job. It's for very certain
It's
specific
considered
people.
very, very sleazy in Pakistan for an employer to ask for a photo of you.
Yeah.
Like you can put it as you wish, but no one's supposed to ask for a picture.
And it's
Like whether
separate
you're a man,
category.
woman, any.
Yeah, and then there's like a whole separate, on Indeed, on LinkedIn, like there's a whole different option for you to upload your picture. And it's not for every job. It's for very certain jobs where, like, you have to present yourself, which was very weird for me because, in Pakistan, I used to not put my pictures on CV because, so that's one thing. And then उसके बाद फिर ये भी मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पर my experiences from Pakistan, they are kind of, अब जैसे रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर के उस पर मैं काम कर रही जिंदगी ट्रस्ट में, ओवर हियर people don't often understand, like I got 2-3 interview calls and they had to ask me, what do you mean by that. So I think वो जो पाकिस्तान में हमारी जो positions अभी हैं, those are not internationally known as well,
Right, उनके नाम और
yeah. So you have to change the wordings as well, you have to sort of change the wording because the thing is not every HR is going through your CV, it's going through a machine. So you have to pick keywords to make sure you at least pass that stage, just in the machine ke through to go to the next level. So I think that's another challenge.
And what are the laws trying to do? Like these new laws that could get passed, like what are they advocating for in a way?
European Artificial Intelligence Act. So the little that I know about it is that it's working on the privacy, how to safeguard privacy of students as well as individuals, because it has seeped into academia as well, and उसमें भी, yeah, so a lot of students are at risk. And the second thing it's doing is working against the biases because apparently AI can be very biased when it comes to like memes or like patterns. So
absolutely, like one of my really good friends moved to the UK earlier this year, and she is obviously a Pakistani, very much a woman of color. And she was like, "Oh, मैंने अपनी पूरी CV redesign की है because I was told here that you have to design your CV like that of a white man, basically, so that the machines don't exclude you, the machines welcome you." And I was like, "Oh, it's horrible." Basically, I mean, yes, this can be doable, anyone can do it, but it's also so weird, like it's so not fully but slightly dystopian in a way. Okay, यानी आप पूरी दुनिया जो है वो एक तरफ डाइवर्सिटी की बात कर रही है, इंक्लूजन की बात कर रही है, DEI departments and organizations में, and then like if the brown woman has to redesign her CV like that of a white man, well, why is a white man not designing their CV like brown woman, right? I mean, ये क्या बात हुई? ये क्या बात हुई? But yeah, I mean, this is like a fascinating world, obviously.